November election political talk here in Texas quickly turned to seceding from the nation. A bold and old idea from those most upset by the federal government, the "we can do it better here" mentality. But with the Texas legislative session only a few days away, there's a much more realistic possibility. All new at 6, KXAN's political reporter Josh Hinkle traveled far north to track down the latest person to propose dividing Texas.
I mean, you have to be a rugged individualist to love this place.
The Texas Panhandle, fields full of cattle and cotton, wind power for miles, and an ocean of oil. Compared to the rest of the state, it's like a different world. And on its northern edge, in the small town of Dumas,
I was in the grain business. I bought and sold grain.
Lives a man who came close to securing that distinction.
It was like we were at war. I mean, everything that was happening was against us.
For 20 years, David Swinford represented this sparse area in the Texas House.
I had 56 school districts.
As a freshman in 1991, he made a bold move that began after unfolding the state's official roadmap and realizing the Panhandle was detached.
It was proof that they didn't like us because they didn't even put us on the map. And that sort of ticks me off.
Add that to school concerns, redistricting dangers, and the threat of tax increases.
And my motto was, the new Texas has too many new taxes for me.
Swinford had the ammunition he needed for a bill to secede from the state.
My area's had it. My people are madder than an old red hen, and it's time to do something.
The bill would have essentially split the Texas map. It got a lot of attention, but never made it out of committee. It would have meant 26 counties, their own state, with a capital in Amarillo. Swinford's idea stemmed from something beyond just the Panhandle, though. History shows when Texas became part of the nation in the 1840s, you could actually carve out as many as 5 states. And like Swinford, a lot of people have tried to do something like this over the years. It was a stretch, but after the Civil War, when Texas drew up its constitution, some citizens also drew up one for the state of West Texas.
That's the only time when it's been seriously debated before the legislature that I know of.
Obviously, it failed, just like a string of other proposals in the decades to follow.
Just keep it all Texas.
But state historians say success might be bittersweet.
I like Texas the way it is. I wouldn't want to change that.
It could be costly to set up a new government.
Well, maybe it might be a good idea to get rid of them. I don't know.
The Panhandle, for instance, would probably get only 1 seat in the U.S. House.
What kind of political power does that really provide you?
Getting rid of the Panhandle, though, would mean sacrificing some of the state's biggest economic benefits, a vast prison system, and the nation's only nuclear weapons plant. The idea is one scholars still debate, but something many agree will probably never happen.
If there's one thing that the past teaches us, is that it's unpredictable.
Something Swinford didn't predict? The impact his proposal would make.
They changed the map, and Ann Richards gave me the first copy of the map with Old Texas back on top.
More importantly, it drew attention to the Panhandle's problems, gave locals a leader, and perhaps left a message for today's lawmakers.
And if they have to do something extreme, that's what they should do.
In Dumas, Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.